Hello everyone, welcome back to the Grim Dawn walkthrough with your host, Professor Reha. Now, of course, we're going to, this episode, finish the last of the Forgotten Gods campaign in all its glory. So now we must go through and do just exactly that. And I have forgotten my button loadouts because I was playing a completely different character. Ironically, I was playing a Soldier Oathkeeper earlier, so now I have Blitz on 8 with that character, so I'm kind of a little bit confused on my key bindings here. It'll just take me a little bit to readjust that. It won't take me too long to get back into my groove. But we're still picking up absolutely horrific items, as usual. I only get the best monster in frequency and not much else. There we go. So, at this particular point, let me see. Why can't I remember the conduits? Well, not a huge problem. Slap you a little bit, there we go. Excellent. And blast you. So this is actually something it occurred to me earlier today that there's one subject that I had not talked about that I think it's fairly important to talk about in regards to this game. Now, primarily this is multiplayer. I've touched upon this somewhat before, the multiplayer, its pros and cons, but there is something I didn't really talk about before, which was damage versus defensive builds in multiplayer. You see, that's something not everyone talks about. Actually, I don't hear anyone really talking about it, other than that the game is not balanced properly for multiplayer, which is true. This is not a lie. The game is not well balanced for multiplayer, and the reason why is because when you open a multiplayer game, the game only adjusts the number of enemies and the health of the enemies. It does not adjust their damage, although the base reason why it doesn't adjust their damage is because they don't want to accidentally one-shot one of the players in question, so that's fairly understandable. And the defense, well, I don't know why they wouldn't at least slightly boost the defense of certain monsters, or actually all monsters in general, for multiplayer. That would make sense. I can understand why damage isn't boosted. That could potentially get very ridiculous in terms of potential for one or the other players being one-shotted just because they boosted the power too high in one direction. So I can understand why damage output was not boosted for multiplayer, but I don't understand why defense wasn't just HP. But the HP is enough to alter exactly how one should approach building a character for multiplayer. Because you see, the increased health of monsters can make it more difficult for pure DPS builds to succeed in multiplayer, where they would in single player with the default health. While, yes, your allies theoretically would be on hand to help you out, so your damage output doesn't necessarily individually matter, also keep in mind that if you're caught out alone, then you're going to be alone against a greater potential number of enemies in a given area because you're in multiplayer than you would if you were in single player. In single player, there, of course, the enemies are scaled to the one player. In multiplayer, the more people you have, the more enemies will spawn, in theory. So, for that particular specific reason, if you are in a game with other people, you're playing a multiplayer game, and you are thinking to yourself, well, I want to play fairly aggressively, that's fine, but at least include some extra defensive skills where you may not normally consider them, simply because should for any reason you be separated from your group, maybe your allies die, maybe you just decide you want to wander off and explore on your own, whatever the situation is, if you get attacked by a large enough group of enemies with increased health, you're doomed. So even if you would normally play a particular combination or a particular setup in a pure DPS way, rethink that, because you will have a little bit more difficulty, and especially since in multiplayer you don't need pure DPS, you will have your allies theoretically there most of the time, and if you don't, you need to be able to last long enough for them to get to you. Just because it's not well balanced for multiplayer does not mean that it cannot be a difficult experience if you're ill prepared, or if you are too rash, as even this extremely safe build that I'm playing has proven in just single player. This is one of the safest builds I've ever, well, not specifically this build, but this is one of the safest combinations that I've ever played, and likely will continue to play. So, despite that, I still die quite frequently, and that's because I get too rash, I get too aggressive, I basically get too cocky. And at that particular junction, I die, which is as it should be. And the same thing can happen in multiplayer. If you think, oh yeah, we're blasting through this game, I can go wander off on my own and do whatever, well, maybe, probably you can't, in all likelihood. So there is that particular question that must be addressed as well. There is that whole issue, that potential problem. So, just keep that in mind if you are playing multiplayer, or if you intend on playing multiplayer and you're considering what class combination you want to build and what specific build you want to use. Remember to keep some defense in mind, because if you get caught out alone, you will probably die if you don't have at least some form of defensive capacity. It's just how multiplayer works. So we're just going through here because we have these specifically Bismeal quests, so we're just going to blast through here really quick. You probably remember this dungeon from Veteran. I went through most, if not all, of the dungeons on Veteran. I'm going the wrong way. We gotta go back over this way. So once we're done with the second half of the Forgotten Gods content, I will probably spend one more episode cleaning up a couple of other things that need to be done. For example, the Valberry port I haven't done, and I need to. Things like that. Just clean up the last of the quests in the episode after this one. And then from there, we'll move on to Ultimate. Hopefully at level 90. Ideally at level 90 is really where you want to be with your level at that point. Unless you're blitzing through the whole thing. But again, first-time characters aren't really intended to blitz, so we're not going to worry about that here. The next character I will show you the safe blitzing strat, and then the character after that I will show the unsafe blitzing strat, because there are two different ways you can do it. There's the very rash, very high risk, high reward type way, and then there's the safe, well, this is going to work out every time sort of way. It depends on how bold you're feeling on that particular day. Okay, so we're going to just slap our way through here. Something I don't need. Oops, I thought that would reach. I was wrong. Here we are. Yes, so ideally you separate them out and kill them individually. Even with my strength as high as it is, I doubt I could take all three of them on at the same time. I was just earlier talking about my arrogance throughout the game, so I'm not going to let that kill me this time. We're going to play this one smart. So far going smoothly. There we go. Come on. There you are. Perfect. Oh, I do not have Menhir's Will up. Alright. will soon, though, so that's fine. There it goes. I'm aware of the fact that I'm standing in Aether. I can take it for a little bit longer. Nope, now we gotta go out. Put down a rift just in case. I think I'm gonna die. Nope, I'm gonna be fine. I'm gonna make it. Alright, good. Overguard, healing potion. There we go. There we go. That was close a couple of times. We almost died. Let me see if we get anything useful. Not really. No. Okay. And then, theoretically, we can take you solo. Now, yes, I know a lot of people would normally run through and try to activate the altar and get the guy. Honestly, he's not great, and most of the time the enemies will still focus you anyways. At least I've never seen him particularly carry a battle. It's just easier doing it this way, separating out the three and killing them individually. So... assuming you can even... I've never actually tried to summon him beforehand. I've just always assumed he'd be useless, but... I don't know. It's possible you can't. We can talk to Bismia later. I'm not really that concerned about it. Well, probably we should take care of that now, though. I don't even know why I opened a rift there when I can just rift back regular. That was kind of silly. That's a whoopsie, folks. What do you got for me?
What a wonderful... the witch gods are united in this endeavor.
Oh, the tomb... Yeah, okay. I remember where that is. That's the one way at the top there. Alright. There's nothing going on in the basalt crags we need to worry about. We're just going to whack our way through here as quickly as possible. These enemies aren't giving me quite as much experience as I would have hoped for, so... there we go. We're just going to go right on through here. Really, guy? Really? That looks really bizarre. He's a little eager, eh? A little eager for the fight. That's okay, I welcome it. We'll take care of the problem, the old-fashioned way. Unmitigated violence against eldritch mongrels and all of their bosses. There we go. Just whack all of you. We're fine. There we go. Take advantage of the hammer being up still. Yeah, I don't think there's anything going on over here I need to worry about. We're going to ignore that. We're just going to go up here. I can't. Never mind. We have to go around. For some bizarre reason, I thought that was a path. It is not. I see a totem over there we'll probably whack in the hopes of getting something level 94 for the specific combination. Let's see. Get rid of these people too. Oh, this is a large group. Alright, we'll have to play this one smart. Overguard this. Blast some people. Hope potion. Just so we can keep Menhir's Will out of danger as long as possible. Blast. Get out of here just for a second. Catch some breathing space. There's Menhir's Will. That's fine. Health potion, obviously, because we're taking a lot of damage. Blast you. Get out of the situation again. Over here. Overguard. Good. Take out some of these ranged people. Alright, we have a hero right here. That's part of the problem. Okay, you're taken out. Uh-oh. Now we have an issue. Oh, I walked right into a bigger issue. Cool. Alright. Health potion this. Just have too many enemies here to deal with at one time. What is there, 3 or 4 heroes here? Somebody's healing. You're healing. I can see you doing it. Alright. Alright. I just keep attracting enemies. Alright, so the essential issue here is that somebody's healing. So what I'm going to do is draw some of these people away, take them out individually, because this is a problem. There we go. Now let's see if the healer came over. Did the healer come over? No, it's just this guy, I think. Just the Time Warped who doesn't heal. Alright, I had to pull out of that a little bit there, but we've taken out some people, so we're fine there. Alright, the healer is paying attention. You can see him healing. Let's see if we can lure some people away. We're good here? Yeah, alright. And then you can take out you really quick. Good. Alright. So that's a couple more of them down. And then we have you. What are you doing? You're the healer. I recognize your name. Alright, so let's take you out by yourself, because healers cannot heal themselves, usually. They need somebody else to heal to get the chain heal off of them. There we go, and then we just get rid of you. Okay, now we should be fine. He was the crux of the problem, just simply the fact that he was there healing absolutely everyone. Can you give me 2 seconds? Just... My goodness. At least without a healer, you're going to be much easier to deal with. Oh, boy. Goodbye. Yeah, Korvac isn't going to do anything for you, because Korvac is just made out of cake. Alright, that's not going to be useful to me. Wait, hold on. What did I just pick up? No. So far, I've not found any jewelry good enough to actually switch with the Royal Exuberance set. I activated Overguard again by accident. It's going to take me a little while longer to adjust than I thought. My fault, though. There we go. Just go ahead and use that health potion. Why not? It's not like I don't have over 400 of them. There we go. Resistant, no. Alright. You know, some strategy there made it work out okay. Now we go to the totem, which hopefully will be easier to deal with. My hopes are dashed. Although they don't seem to have a healer, so that's fairly nice. Always a positive sign that nobody's busting out some heals. There's a hero in here somewhere that's very bothersome. Can we do something about this? Yes, no, maybe? There we go. There we go. We got it. We got it. Hello. Oh, there's actual... Okay. They're not doing enough damage to me to even be worth considering. So, this is the thing. So, this is something that you could theoretically do what I call the... I just want to talk about this for a second. The semi-improv build on. Where you would take the inspiration for the build from certain key skills. In this particular case, we are clearly looking at... I believe it's just... it is a combination occultist inquisitor with a obvious bent towards acid and vitality damage, which is a fairly interesting concept. Despite that, they throw in Sigil of Consumption, but you can see it gets converted from chaos to acid, which is fairly cool. This is a really cool thing to build with. So, essentially speaking, what I would do if I was going to semi-improv this, and I may do this for my next character, it depends on what else I find, is go with this concept, and obviously I would be using Ill Omen, Sigil of Consumption, and Aura of Censure maybe a couple of other skills, depending on what other skills are enhanced by the rest of the set, and go with a very heavy poison acid build. It does look like we're talking about the conversion of fire damage to poison, so maybe there's a couple of other items I could incorporate into the build that would allow me to use some other fire skills, or maybe I would just be pulling the aura of censure out of Inquisitor and using the rest of it be occultist. It would depend on what the other pieces of the set do. I don't remember off the top of my head well enough. There's a lot of items, and I don't remember a lot of them until I see them again. And I don't remember this at all. So either I've never gotten this before, simply because I've never gotten it, it was added in an update and I just never got it because data wipe or whatever, or I've just never been lucky enough to get this, but this is a good time. If I can get the rest of the piece, I might do my next character based around this concept. It'll be interesting to see, but it is a fairly good time. But, you know, I would use Aura of Censure, Signal of Consumption, Ill Omen, and then the rest of the skills would be up to me. Obviously, because this is boosting Acid and Vitality, I would have that kind of leaning, so I would probably grab, as a knee-jerk, I would be doing Eye of Dreeg, probably Blood of Dreeg, and then see where we go from there. But that could be a lot of fun to build, too. So we'll see what else I get of that set during the rest of this time. Okay, that's interesting. This is a fairly fascinating shield. I'm not going to equip it because it increases the wrong kind of damage, and it's not a high enough level for what I need. If this was a level 94 green, I would give it some more serious thought and make possibly a conversion, but we do have an increase to Menhir's Bulwark, which is an ultimate skill, or an exclusive skill, I suppose they're properly called. So that would have some potential. Of course, we have the Deathborn Scepter. So you'll notice that that's the third yellow recipe that I've gotten now for level 90 equipment, and that's just to make sure that you have effective level 90 equipment, really. I touched upon this in the last episode where with some of the recipes that I picked up from the Coven, well, it's the Coven recipes, but from the faction equipment, it's just to make sure there are green and yellow equipment to make sure that you have enough baseline equipment to get you into at least a decent late game. You can survive in the late game, which is very considerate of them. You're not really expected to necessarily keep the equipment equipped. I may one day do a build based around some of these just for fun, but ultimately at the end of the day you're not expected to keep that on. That's just to help you get some level 94 plus legendary and epic equipment that you can use to create a more thorough and effective late game. That's primarily why they exist. If you're wondering why they're bothering with yellow equipment that's level 90, that's essentially the motivation there, is to make sure you have what you need to switch over to the late game effectively enough that you're not going to be sitting there just dying all over the place because you got unlucky with your drops. Basically. So, yeah, just get out of my face. And there we go. Alright. I'm lost. This isn't the way. I mean, we'll kill these guys really quick, but this isn't the direction I'm supposed to be going in. Alright. Where am I'm supposed to be going this way? That's right, because there's that boss there. Silly me. How could I forget? The running lunatic. Go ahead, activate Menhir's Will. You're not going to. And suddenly it gets dark as pitch. Alright. Hello, Steeljaw. How you doing? You're not even gonna get Menhir's Will, and I'm not even trying. There we go. Alright. Where's my boy? Come on. Whatever happened to my boy? Goodbye. Boom. Alright, nice. Slap you, there we go. Dynamite chest there, which is nice. Here we go. Just lay down, guy. You don't stand a chance. Hello. I think I have the recipe for the other one of these. I think I have the ability to make that complete set. Now that isn't necessarily something you'd want to base a build on because it's only level 72. So keep that in mind. You may be wondering why it's so important to have something that, for a semi-improv build, why it's so important to have something for the 94. It's because you want something to build into. You want something where you can sit down, really get used to the skills, and play around with the rest of them. Like I said with that other one, where Aura of Censure, Ill Omen, and Sickle of Consumption, obviously you would want to, get used to those, have those in there, and then once you have those skills locked in, you then play around with the rest of the skills. Hello. Alright. You're doing a little bit more damage than I was honestly anticipating with that. So it's just a constant amount of that stuff. Alright, we'll overguard this then. And then finish you off before overguard falls. There we go. I'm getting a large quantity of things, but nothing specifically for me, which is a little unfortunate. Because notice that this is level 94, but is obviously specifically for either Inquisitors, Soldiers, or Nightblades. Now, ultimately, at the end of the day, I can't use that as an endgame build because it doesn't specifically enhance anything that I'm doing or that I could potentially do. That might make for a decent temporary equip, but at this particular point, I would still have to adjust my skills. Depending on what else I get in the future, I might still have to adjust my skills, so, at the end of the day, it would simply be a large waste of resources this is late in the game, since it's very expensive to readjust at this point, and I just don't have the kind of resources or interest in readjusting that massively multiple times. I would be willing to do it once or twice, obviously, or one major overhaul to adapt to some specific piece of equipment, then maybe make some mild changes as I find more equipment, but multiple complete overhauls is not a feasible idea at this point in the game. The one problem with late game that you will find until you get post game, which is different from late game, I'm still in late game because I haven't hit level 100, I haven't finished the Ultimate campaign. Because of this, I am not in post game yet. I'm still in late game. And even then, I won't consider myself fully in late game until I hit level 90 and I'm in Ultimate. Then I'm in true late game. Until then, I'm still technically in the mid game. So what we're really talking about here is simply, I'm not, at that point in the game, I lost my train of thought. The problem with late game is from the mid game to the late game, you kind of have some money difficulties, because not everything you sell is necessarily going to be worth money. You've noticed I've had some money difficulties before. Early game, obviously, because you're not really picking up some of the better stuff that sells decently well, you're going to have some money problems in the early game. The mid game, the stuff you're picking up is fairly expensive for what you're doing, so you actually tend to collect a decent amount of money in the mid game, and in the late game, the stuff you're starting to sell is too weak, because at that point you're picking up more epics and legendaries, and you may or may not want to sell those. That is entirely up to you, but your overall amount of items doesn't necessarily go up. The quality goes up a little bit, but not necessarily enough to offset the larger costs of the late game. And then in the post game, you start getting stuff hand over fist, and just even if the stuff isn't necessarily more expensive, just the sheer quantity of it alone will pretty much put you where you need to be. So that's really what we're talking about here. So for the temporary amount of time, in the late game, I'm not really looking to make several complete overhauls, one, possibly two, but it's not reasonable to go out and do several major overhauls in the late game because you just aren't going to have the kind of resources for that. I'm not going to have. I have 50,000 right now, which is a very low amount of money for this game at this point. And that's mostly because I've been playing Improv, I've been making adjustments as I've been going along. You've seen the ups and downs of the Improv style. It is a lot more fun to play in my opinion, but of course there are disadvantages to everything. And that's the major disadvantage here. I mentioned this last episode where I was talking about some of the issues with the improving, and that's the big one right there, is just the difficulty in acquiring funding. It can be difficult money-wise to necessarily do everything you need to do. So that's really where that primary issue lies. I can't remember which place the messenger is in. Well, if I really need to, I can cover it in the next episode when I clean up the last of the quests. If I'm level 90 by the time I'm done with the next episode, then I can easily see myself trying to take on some of the side bosses, the Ravager, the Mad Queen, a couple of other people. I'll probably make an attempt to see if that works out. It may not. But for now, I'm just going to focus on concluding here the issues. I know the messenger's around here somewhere. I just can't remember the specific dungeon they're in. I can't remember. The game occasionally has issues where it doesn't show you the star that indicates there's an objective there. This is most commonly seen in a bug that persists. In the Conclave of the Three, the Eldritch Trials does not have a star on the map. Well, let me rephrase that. It has a star on the map, but the person you're supposed to talk to doesn't have the usual exclamation point over their head, which they're supposed to. And so, if you're not paying attention, then it's very easy to wander around for a little while. And actually, the first time I did that quest, it took me a little while to figure out who I was supposed to talk to, because at that point I hadn't developed the habit of checking the minimap, and I didn't know who I was supposed to talk to for that quest. So it took me quite a bit of time. See, here we go. There's a star here. This is probably the one what I really don't remember. This is probably the messenger one, which is fine. I'll know for sure when I get into it. I'll probably remember if that's the one upon actually seeing the place. But I do not remember the preemptive strike mission at all. I can't remember if that's Ashes of Malmouth or if that's oh no, this is the one with the preemptive strike. Because you have to do the three totem things. The conduits, that's the word. And take care of those, and then kill the thing that shows up. That's what this is. The messenger one, I think, is a little later on, if memory serves. Having a bit of a hard time remembering. Was that even... Okay, poison acid resistance, don't really need that right now. Elemental resistance, don't really need that. Pierce resistance, don't need that either, though. Alright, but we have better armor, we get increased health. And... what are you doing? What is this? I wasn't even paying attention. Half of them died beforehand. Anyways, this belt I am actually going to equip overall. I mean, excuse me, I actually just equipped it. But I didn't need the pierce resistance. I lost the physique, but I got a bonus to health. Check my health really quick. 13,766. 13,374. So the plus 7% health is much more effective than the physique increase, which is fairly obvious if you understand how physique works. We have the increase in energy, which is nice, but not necessary, strictly speaking. And while I do lose the health regeneration, it wasn't a huge amount of health regeneration. I lose the shield damage blocked, which is fine. I'm getting increased armor. I'm getting increased energy regeneration by quite a bit, theoretically speaking. We have 314. Now we're boosting that by more than 2.9. That is, I believe, theoretically speaking, a 9-point odd. It's over 9. If my math is correct. My mental math is kind of weak. If I wrote this down on a piece of paper, I'd be able to figure it out much faster or calculate it, but I don't want to interrupt myself or you. So I believe it's around 9. If it's not, just leave that in the comments below if you feel like checking my math. But it should be more energy regeneration overall. I don't need energy regeneration right now, but again, I am approaching the end game. Let me rephrase that. I'm close to the late game, and I want to make sure that if I adjust my build to something that uses large quantities of energy, I'm going to have that. And the increase in armor is really nice. We have the good old Blood Fury Spalders. Are these level 94? They are not. Interesting. Okay. And of course I don't do acid damage, so that's a no. You guys show up after I open the chest and not before. Okay, sure enough. Fair enough. Let's tango then. There we go. Wasn't that heinous? Just move on in here. Slap that really quick. Blast you, and then just finish off the rest of you guys. You want to activate Menhir's Will or nah? Gonna be able to do that? Nah, you're not. No, you're not. You don't have the strength for that. Okay. That's fair enough. That's fine. You just, sit down, relax. We're good. Everyone's friends here. Except for the dead. Alright, that's... It's interesting because I don't need the physical damage. But the Battle Fury is really nice. The Insight here would be really nice, though. The increase in Aether Resistance would probably serve me well. So would the... I'm actually going to equip these. Even though the armor is much less, I need the Aether Resistance, particularly the Chaos Resistance, and I need the Elemental Damage more, so we're going to go ahead and equip that. Much more useful to me. Blast you guys. Alright, good. The last of the conduits. And then we have to kill the boss. The Cabal is always, I believe, Vitality and Poison, or is that Chaos? It's Chaos and Poison. Just go ahead and activate Overguard to deal with these poison globs ahead of time. I'm aware I'm getting zapped by some kind of poisonous thing. Can we actually lure him away from that? Because that'd be fairly convenient. He's not going to move from there, is he? Oh, he is. Okay. That's a different story altogether then. Excuse me. Excellent. And the mythical version of that. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Alright, off we go. Oops. And then all we really need to do is... I believe it's marked, but I could be wrong again. Find the place that the messenger is marked in. I can't remember where specifically that is. We'll do a bit of a wonder. These enemies are actually worth killing, so it's not like we're in any danger of necessarily not getting potentially something useful out of them or not getting the requisite amount of experience. I would have liked a little bit more experience. But now there's no point to these people. Alright. Just kill you really quick then. Excellent. And then we're just going to wander off. Because clearly I don't need to be down there. Blast you. Thank you. Thanks for the help. I'll take it from here. You can't be saved. You're way beyond saving. No one can save you now. Did any more of you bozos want to show up? Yes, apparently. I should not have opened my mouth. But I will not apologize, nor will I beg for mercy. Bring it on. I don't have time for mercy. Frankly, neither do you. What are you doing over here, hiding behind this tree? Don't you know trees block fire? Only in video games? Okay, you're already all dead. I thought some of them were surviving. No, they were just having unusually long dying animations. As you do. Look, you're kind of late to actually help out your allies. It's kind of too late for that. You're just wasting your time. Giving me free experience. Because it's not like you're going to stop me. There we go. Nope, there we go. And we're just going to take care of you really quick. It's not even an issue. Ta-da! Slap you fools. Oh, I remember where the messenger is. No. I remember exactly where the messenger is. He's not over... I don't... am I 100% sure about that? I'm pretty sure, yeah. And I think I remember where the Temple of the Sun is, too. Pretty sure. Totem up here, which is nice. I think I'm making a small direction mistake. Hold on. Hold on, I think... What, oh, really? You can get out of here. I'm busy. Just kill yourself on you. That's fine. Hold on. Does this go up to that rocky crag area that I'm pretty sure the message... What? Now you show up? I mean, I walked by you before and you didn't get up, so what made you change your mind this time? Please explain yourself. Explain what's in your mind. Tell me what you thought was going to happen here. How is this going to be different from every other time I've killed somebody exactly like you? Talk to me. No? You're gonna go to sleep now? Okay, that's fine. That's alright. Just go ahead and overguard this really quick. Blast you. Excellent. There we go. Look how clean this is. Look how pure and beautiful this is. Oh wait, hold on, you're still alive? Fairly tenacious. There we go. Excellent. Go ahead and activate blade barriers, see what happens here. Massive amounts of death, of course. Alright. What are you doing, punk? There we go. Korvac can eat my shorts. This is pathetic. Yes, you activated Menhir's will, but come on. I still have a health potion I can use. And I'm not 100% sure I'm even gonna... Okay, somebody's healing back here. We need to stop that immediately. Who is this? Who's back here healing? Is it you? Bet it's you. There we go. Probably was him. Uh-huh. Tell me all about this. Yeah. Talk to me about saving people. There we go. Yeah. This is where I'm going. Look, I know that I passed by a totem, but that's theoretically fine. No, I'm missing something here. What am I missing? Now that I have that open, I know where the messenger's location is supposed to be mentally. I remember, I can see it visually in my head, but its specific location I can't remember. It's craggy, it's got a lot of lava at the bottom, but that describes like most of the area. But it's a specific path. There you go. I just can't remember where it is specifically, or how you start getting there. Overguard this, blade barrier this. It's gonna get fairly messy here. Okay, good. Excellent. There we go. Alright. Fortunately, these chosen fanatics are fairly easy to deal with. It's the giant guys that are a problem. I don't think this is the location. No. That has to do with something else. That's a completely separate quest. That I don't think I am doing because I don't have the right faction. I'm not working with the right faction. Yep, tell me all about it. Get out of here. Slap this, slap this, slap this. Perfect. Yeah, no, if it's not here, then I think I know where it is if it's not down here. I think I remember this. Alright. I'll have to test my theory. Get rid of you really quick. There we go.
My inventory is full.
Really? Alright, so we'll go ahead and go back. We'll go back to the... What do we want to go back to? Coven's Refuge. There's some things there. I think there's some recipes there that I haven't finished purchasing. I might be forgetting. I know I purchased some last time, but I don't remember if I purchased all of them last time, so I need to check that. Figure out if I have in fact purchased all of the recipes that I need. We don't need to move that. No, we don't need to move that either. Oh, yes, we do. Never mind. This needs to move in. This needs to move in. There we go. Store some stuff, and then actually while I'm there, I should check and see if I have all the recipes I need. I do not have all the recipes I need. Do I? No. Alright. Purchase those two. Good. And I have enough money for more recipes. We need to store some stuff first. There we go. And this. Slap this in there. These as well. And then we slap these in here. Good. Alright, so where else have we probably not purchased the recipes for? Let me check and make sure that I've gotten the honored recipes as well. I may not have. Do I have my honored recipes? Already learned, already learned. Yes, we are golden in that aspect. Okay. I need to be systematic about this, so we'll probably go back and check Devil's Crossing. I'm pretty sure I have these recipes, but it never hurts to double check. Very quickly. Even though these are not the most important recipes, they're also cheaper. Devil's Wasteguard, yes. I don't have the trust with them yet, and I probably will by the end of the Coven's Refuge... Not the Coven's Refuge, by the end of the Cronley's Gang episode in Ultimate. Let's check the Rovers. I believe I have these recipes, but I want to make 100% sure. I know I have all the Coven's Refuge recipes at this point. And let me see. I did not purchase these, which is fairly interesting. Alright, I hadn't purchased those two, so this is the only two I didn't have yet, which is perfectly fine. And then we will pop over. Good thing I checked. So now we're going to pop over to Homestead and make the same check there. Since I still have 52,000, I probably won't necessarily be able to afford all of the ones that I'm probably missing, but we can make a start on it and at least register the fact that we do or do not have all of these recipes. Check the honored first. Already learned, already learned. Excellent. And here we have already learned, already learned. I do have all of these. Okay, that's something. So I skipped the Rovers for some random reason. Let's check the Timmins Chosen. Okay, we have those. We have those. Alright, so I did skip the Rovers for some bizarre reason. I probably just forgot. In all honesty, that's very likely what happened. So now we'll do the Black Legion, which actually I think they have a merchant here too, if I'm not mistaken. I believe they're up here in the corner. Yes. I am absolutely correct. I did not buy that, I did not buy that, and I don't have these either. So we'll purchase these, and not enough for these. That's fair enough, but we gotta get all of them. Partially for completion's sake, but, you know, there's also the strong need for stuff that I can use to bolster characters up to where I need them to be in the future. Of course. So, we'll go ahead and finish grabbing the rest of this stuff. We have the blueprint for good old damnation. Good. Alright. That's interesting. If I was doing physical, that would be very nice. That belt? No, Pierce. Isn't this for... No, I thought this was for Oathkeepers. It's actually for Demolitionists. Memory failure. Alright, so I have a... Since it's not here, then there's only one other place it could be specifically. Let me see if I remember specifically. Generally, I know where it is. Obviously, it's fairly obvious where it is, generally speaking. The question is specifically, and I think I remember, but I'm not 100% sure.
I can't do that yet.
So let's find out if I'm correct. I should have just rifted back, honestly. That would have been way faster. But I will. Just go ahead and use my defensive abilities right away. Overguard, Blade Barrier, see if we can clear these people out a little quickly. Okay, blast you. There we go. There's Minions Will, which is fine. Yeah, somebody's healing you, and I think it's you idiots. Or it's you. It's probably you. Because you fell down and then suddenly he's not healing anymore. Yep. There we go. Perfect. That worked out excellently. Okay, so we're not much longer now. Hello. Alright. That's where he comes in. That's kind of a random spot for him to be standing, though, but okay, sure. I've never paid much attention to him before, mostly because I didn't care, but you know, it occurs to me. That's useless. I mean, sure, he's a damage sponge, but beyond that, there's really no point. It's not like he was doing a great job killing people. What are you doing? You're trying to shoot me from... What are you doing? What are you doing, guy? Come on. Pretty sure I picked those up before, but... Alright. Get out of here. This is going to be some kind of... Yeah, insignificant amount of experience, honestly. That's okay, though. Every little bit counts, right? Yes, the dialogue of these people is extremely tiring. Because they all say the same thing. Pretty sure TV Tropes has this listed as a meme. I'll have to double check that. Now, I believe I know where I'm supposed to go for the messenger. Let's go. Yes, I was correct. Alright. Yep, alright, I am on the money. Perfect. My memory didn't completely fail me. We're good. Alright, and this is just a fairly quick visit. What is the bonus here? Monster attacks slow, but attacks slower. Alright, I'm not really sure how that's going to come into play here, but since I don't know how often he attacks regularly. Non-standard lava, yeah? There we go. Here's Will. Probably massively dropping my... We were not massively dropping my fire resistance. You just hit like a truck. Alright. Fair enough. I can respect that. Why is it when you transform into the giant guy again, you got even weaker? This is a fairly consistent theme here. You completely whiffed all of that. You'd be dangerous if you could hit me. We go ahead and activate Menhir's Will, see if I care. There you go. Like, half of this stuff is missing, honestly. You are more dangerous as a small fireball. The Mythical Eastern Leg Guards. These are level 94, and they're actually for... They're honestly for pure Arcanist, obviously. That goes without saying, but the fact that we have Frozen Core and Shattered Star does give us some possibilities. So I probably will equip these. Whether or not I focus a build around these depends on if I can get the other Mythical Eastern set. It depends. This would be really interesting to build around. I could possibly splash some physical damage in there and some lightning damage to offset the cold. Obviously, the lightning damage is fairly already self-built in. But the question would be, do I want to splash some physical damage? Would that be a bad idea? It would really depend on what other items I find and how well I could theoretically make that work. But it's something that I can at least keep in my inventory, keep in mind. Actually, I'm going to adjust my items around a little bit so I have this here so I can keep that in mind and see if, hey, if I get the rest of the set by the time I'm level 94, do I focus around this? I could. It would work really well with Soldier. Soldier does fairly well with a cold-focused Arcanist because, again, Electra's Flash Freeze with the zero, what is it called? Absolute Zero does very well with Soldier. I can make that work a couple of different ways, a couple of different interesting ways. But it would really depend on what else I get, too. So, since we still have 4 levels to go, we'll think about it. It's something it's an option that we can consider when we hit 94. Absolutely. We won't make any adjustments or decisions yet because we don't have to. But it's something we can keep in mind. It's something we can have in the back of our mind. Well, we could always go with a cold build if we get the rest of this. And now we have to just basically be on the lookout for the rest of the Mythical Eastern set to see if we can find the rest of it in the next 4 levels. Well, technically 3, because I'm on the verge of 89. But it still gives us a little bit of time left. Although, to be fair, I am almost done here. At this particular junction, we're almost done with the Forgotten Gods content. I'm going to go and get that totem, again, for items. Now that we have a piece of the Mythical Eastern set, we need to be fairly aggressive on trying to get items. Especially before we get to Ultimate, ideally. Alright, somebody's healing these people, I'm pretty sure. What are we doing here? We're going to loop around, see if we can find any kind of the flame callers. Nope. Alright. What are we doing here? What are you doing over here? Was nobody healing them and I just got paranoid? I think I did. Yeah, that was just me getting paranoid. That's fine. I'd rather be paranoid and not dead than overconfident and dead. You know, logically enough. That's a surprise to no one. There we go. Oh, come on. There you go. Oh, you're a hero. This is the problem. There was a hero in there slapping me for sizable amounts of damage, and I just never realized. Okay. What is this strange arbalist I picked up? Wait a minute. What is this? Oh. Okay. I just thought that was weird, that's all. Alright, yeah, so we're just gonna go grab this totem here, and then we're just gonna move on towards the endgame here. We'll definitely hit 89 by the time we're done with this. Obviously, we won't be the level 90 that I was ideally hoping to be, but then we still haven't dealt with the Velbury port either, so we do have that to do. I would like to go back through the Obsidian Throne in a second attempt and see if I can actually complete it this time, so I might also do that next episode. And again, if I can hit level 90 after dealing with those 2 areas, I might make an attempt at some of the bonus bosses and see if I can get that done. Maybe. Only time will tell. Alright, there's Minhir's Will. I'm gonna die. There I go. Ah, I was standing in poison. Okay. Probably, there was at least 1 stack of poison there. But that is okay. We'll actually take this moment to sell our green stuff really quick. We won't store. It's a little early for that. Yeah, we're fine otherwise. Fortunately, it's only a short trip, and then afterwards we can just go straight for the rest of the content there. There we go. Okay. And that's just right up over here. Bit of a trip. Maybe, what, 3 minutes? Essentially, I couldn't see well enough to know that there was poison under me. I could hear it, but that doesn't necessarily mean I was standing on it. Just too much going on. Too many people standing basically inside of me. You hate to see it. People standing inside of you is never comfortable. Kitty Pryde can tell you all about that. That's a oblique reference. I bet you didn't wake up in the morning and expect to hear an X-Men reference in a Grim Dawn walkthrough. Haha! You've been bamboozled. Little did you know, it is I, Dio. Cue music. You're gonna come to me separately? Thanks. I appreciate this consideration for me. Now we're gonna just wade right into the middle of this mess. Okay, so you're the hero, alright. We'll kill you really quick, there we go. Is there any other heroes I need to know about, or nah? No? Okay, we're good. You're telling me I was one hero away from surviving? Alright. Alright. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Let's have a conversation about the mythical version of this. Mirror of Arioctes, Cadence. Alright, basically what I've already got, but with some physical damage thrown in. So essentially, what they would really be expecting me to do, which is interesting, would be to pull the elemental damage off of Cadence, run Cadence the physical version, possibly increase... They're talking about boosting this up to here for the internal trauma damage, basically going all the way to deadly momentum, which is fairly interesting. Not something I'm keen on. Basically, the idea here would not to be using Reckless Power. I would be pulling Mirror of Arioctes and Calidor's Tempest to give me the breathing room I need to slap people down with Cadence and probably some other form of internal trauma damage, be it Blade Arc / Laceration, maybe the full Force Wave set, I don't know, it would really be up to me. But that would be the essential purpose there. Again, it isn't level 94, so it's not necessarily something that we even need to deeply consider, but it is fairly interesting as a drop. This might be the second time. I can't remember if this is the second time we've seen this item. I can't remember if the last one we picked up was Mythical or not. I don't remember if the last one was Mythical. I know we've seen this before. I just don't remember what level it was. Let me see. Interesting caster Helm. Alright. Is it better than the Flesh Warped Cask? Well, frankly, yes. I am going to wind up equipping this. We get more armor. I'm not using Warcry. I don't need plus 6% offensive ability to Iskandri's Elemental Exchange, nor do I necessarily need plus 3 to Overload. I don't need the Poison Acid Resistance. Double check that. No, I don't need the Poison Acid Resistance. The Elemental damage is fairly nice. I don't need the Pierce Resistance. I don't need the Cold Resistance. I believe that, yeah, I still have higher than normal. The Elemental Resistance, I just broadly across the board do not need. I'm way overcapped on all of those. I need the Chaos Resistance, obviously. Yes, we're going to equip that. That is something we need. Absolutely. The armor and the boost to the Chaos Resistance alone make that worth it. So at this particular junction, we're just going to clean up. Oh, I've walked by it. Whoops. Okay, hold on. I actually walked completely by my end goal here. We need to go this way. Pretty sure it's this way. Alright. You mean I got stuck on the stairs? Excuse me? Oop. I like how you can very clearly hear somebody using Pneumatic Burst. Like, some class of the Korvax chosen is clearly using Pneumatic Burst. It's just really interesting to hear. Okay, I was a little early for that. Now I'll just slap you down then, I guess. Alright. I mean, as long as they're tanking, I'm pretty much free to do whatever I want. Oh, here we go. Now I'm public enemy number 1. Let's check out their brigade here first, shall we? There we go. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. There we go. Isn't that nice? Peace, quiet. Nobody yelling out Korvac's name for absolutely no reason. Where were you a minute ago? You could have made all the difference in that previous battle. You just decided to just lay around here. See, your laziness has lost your cause. Go ahead, activate Manu's Will, I don't care. There it goes. Any day now. There we go. Mm-hmm. Double duty, huh? That really helped you last time. You're gonna get Menhir's Will again? Probably not. I don't think you got it in you. Nah. Oh, you did get it. Never mind. Alright. Respect. Alright, and then we have this dude again.
Now is not. I do not know who.
I'm the guy who's gonna kill you. We're gonna activate Overguard just as a little bit of a precaution. Blade Barrier. Now I'm gonna ignore the skeletons here because they aren't doing anything significant to me. I have Blade Barrier, I can deal with this. Okay, now we have a problem. Namely, the bane of my existence is... they're doing work. Alright. We don't have what we need, so we're gonna back up here. Okay, we've used a potion, we have Overguard. There goes one of them, good. Health potion. There he goes, good. If I'd timed my abilities better, I wouldn't have even needed to have retreated, but I made a mistake on that. These are really nice pants. Alright, we're gonna slap these pants on, absolutely. The increased armor, I mean, I do kind of need the 8th resistance, though. Well, 22%, no I don't. The damage, I lose some damage, yeah, but I get so much more defense. Boost up that physique. Get those pants on. There we go.
And so, I was consumed. And Dravis confronted me.
And that apparently pushed me over there. Okay. And we're just going to slap this on here. Have a nice full bar. Everyone loves it. I probably should put this on here, though. This will confuse me temporarily, but that's fine. No, you be gone. Huh? How about that? Gonna overguard this, Blade Barrier this.
Your fate is dead. You will go no further.
I'll do what I want. Where's Overguard? Fairly far away, alright. Alright. I'll confess, I did not expect that much of a damage output from this guy. I'm surprised. I'm surprised. Also... there we go. No, actually... there we go. Actually, I should put this here, and this here. There we go. Alright. It'll be a bit of a long run, but that's my fault for being an idiot. I think I underestimated his damage output last time, too. I'm pretty sure I did. I just used Blade Barrier by accident. I have to remember it's this now. Get used to this for a bit. We'll practice this. Warm up my pinky finger for this. It's a good time. But yeah, we're pretty close to done here, obviously. That's the last dungeon. Next episode, I'll go through Port Valbury and possibly the Obsidian Throne. And maybe also make an attempt at the bonus bosses as well. It really depends on a combination of how much time I have and whether or not I'm a high enough level to make that a justified decision. I may not be. So far, yes, I have been getting level 94 equipment, which indicates to me that I probably could make it out of there with some pretty good stuff in hand. So probably I will go for those, at least make the attempt, see if I'm strong enough, if I have the equipment I need for that. I may not have the equipment I need for that, but we'll definitely make the attempt. See if I can carry that off. You're some kind of weird straggling survivor? What the heck? Really? Okay, sure. Absolutely fantastic. The lone survivor of the Bismeal people. Alright. Did you just call me a heathen? That's just rude. Oh, that was bad. I just used a health potion. That was extremely not good. We'll regard this really quick. Health potion. Yeah, we're gonna just back up now. No, don't teleport to me. Get out of my face. There we go. Okay. Okay, we'll be able to finish him off under the strength of Overguard. Theoretically. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Alright. The Mother's Pendant again. We clearly needed another one of those. And, yeah, at this particular junction, we're just going to try and get through here as quickly as possible. We're going to ignore the guy over in the corner there, because he's just a nightmare to deal with. We don't need to deal with him, and we're not going to. It's going to cut a straight path through. Pretty sure just going through the middle and then turning right, I think, is the way to go. Just come over here and blast you. There we go. Go ahead, run into the hammers. It's fine. Just stand in range of my Calidorus Tempest 2, please. Alright, good. So far, so good. Excellent. Beautiful. Oh, nice. I didn't even look at the stuff he dropped, by the way. I looked at some of it, but I didn't look at that, and I should have. Boom. There we go. Alright, and I think the direction I need to go in is to the right. You're coming down over here, so just get rid of you really quickly, I guess. Okay, guy. No. Well, maybe. I'm gonna come over here and get rid of you, because I know you're gonna heal people. That's great. Fantastic loot, thank you. I'm wondering if I can loop around this way. Yeah, it looks like I can. That'd be a lot more convenient than going the other way with Death Dude there. What'd I just use? I can't cross this. That's the problem. Alright, then I guess we go fight Death Dude then, because I don't really have a choice. Cool. Wait for it. There we go. There we go. How smooth Overguard makes everything. I used to hate this skill. I don't know why. Maybe they buffed it in the interim. I don't know. It's been a long time since I've used that, and I'm really fond of it now. I'm now an Overguard addict. Don't tell anyone. Alright. Boom. Slap you, there we go. And fantastic, thank you. Yeah. Korvac. Can't you talk about anything else? Please. Just ridiculous. Yeah. No more healing for you, dweeb. There we go. There we go. That's delicious. Dynamite. Nice. Everyone loves dynamite. Dynamite is everyone's friend. And then we just slap you to death. There we go. Thank you for cooperating. Oop. Menier's Will was activated for absolutely no reason. Cool. Crumples to the floor. Nope. None of that. And up this way, I believe. Alright. Perfect. And problem solved. Hey, punks. We'll disregard this for more hammers. Get rid of you ranged people. Excellent. Problem is that the Korvac people, the Korvac servants and drudges and stuff are so dark in the background that it's tough to figure out where they are a lot of the time. Does anyone else want to join this party? Come one, come all. Alright. This is rapidly getting out of control. Is there a flame bearer here? Yes, there is. That's what the problem is. Of course there's a flame bearer here. Why wouldn't there be? Alright. There we go. Of course, they summon a whole bunch of dudes right before they die, but that's fine. They're pretty easy to take care of. Whew. That was exciting. Alright, and theoretically we can go over here. Yes. Alright. Another flame bearer, huh? They're everywhere. Breeding like rabbits out here. Another one. Are you a flame bearer? No, you're a fanatic, alright. Korvac is about to just drop dead. Don't worry about it. Oh my goodness, these people. In Korvac's everything. Holy cow. You'll notice I've been getting into the more regular habit of using Overguard even against regular enemies. It's just become time where it's the enemies are doing enough damage or becoming problematic enough even the regular enemies require Overguard for the extra hammers and stuff to deal with them. It's just a lot smoother that way, overall. I need to stop underestimating the regular enemies. Any of you idiots, flame bearers? That's a good question. There's a whole bunch of people over here shooting me with projectiles that we gotta get rid of. There we go. And just like that, we win the battle. Drop dead. There we go. Plenty of chests in here, though. Ooh. I didn't even notice this was a dynamite chest until I approached it. Didn't I get another RSOB? Yes. Beautiful. Whew. Of course. Offhand. Not even for my combination. There's just two of these guys here. I don't think I'm going to need overguard. Never mind. We're getting more people in here. Still not a huge problem because none of them are flame bearers, but... There we go. Let's roll this in here. Does not look like anyone's healing them, which is helpful, but we need to move around a little bit. And here's will is activated. Okay, we have a hero here. I have the boss here. We need to get out. All right. Can we funnel them through this way? Yes. This is fine. This will work. Nope. We got to back up a little bit. Use that health potion. All right. Take out some of these ranged people. We need to take out this guy here. I know he's summoning people. Korvac's champion here is a source of enemies. Very good. Clear the area out. There we go. Okay, so now it's just this guy and me. That's not a problem. We can handle this. Alright. Took a bit of tricky maneuvering, but we got it down to where we need to be. Menu's will, that's fine. Mirror of Arioctes pretty soon. There it is. Use it. Good. I didn't need to use Overguard there, but I got paranoid. Alright. Whew. A lot of this stuff is just not really going to be useful. As usual. No one's surprised. I'm actually kind of surprised I got 2 new green items that were actually functional. It doesn't happen very often. The helmet and the pants. That was pretty good. Just finish these fools off. There we go. Nice of them all to approach me. Let me just open this chest in the middle of a fight here. It's fine. Perfect. Alright. I thought he dropped something to pick up, but he did not. Alright, good. Do we have any flame bearers? Doesn't look like it. That's my big concern at this particular point. It should be your concern too. Are there flame bearers? Ask the hard-hitting questions. Looks like we should be fine though. They'll activate Overguard, I think, but that's fine. Not Overguard. Menhirs will. They'll activate Overguard, you know, that skill you have to manually activate yourself as the player. Yep, that's fine. They'll activate that for you. They'll take care of everything. It's fine. Don't even worry about it. You were late to the party. If he'd been there a couple of minutes ago, I would have been in trouble. Until I killed him, at the very least. yet they never give up, do they? Sweet little things. Alright, excellent. Well, he's ignoring me, so I'll ignore him. They'll just mutually agree to ignore each other. That's how it works. Don't even worry about it. Alright. Activate that ahead of time, because we already know this is going to be an issue. We'll wander a little bit farther away from that fire, shall we? Come on. There you go. Come on over. There you go. Alright. Can we not be in fire? There we go. Yes, that's fine. At least you unthinkingly just follow me around, which is beautiful to see. I don't care what you have to say. I've heard far too much about Korvac to even care. Honestly. Alright. Move over here. You're just gonna do that. That's fine. Come on. There you go. I think I can finish you here. Yeah.
You disappoint me, Kaiman.
Oh, it's Kaiman? I've always referred to him as Kimmin. All this time I've been wrong. I've been wrong for a very long time. I've always been referring to him as Kimmin. Oh my goodness. And then we have this whole journey where he just endlessly yaks. My criticals are weaker. Oh no. Whatever will I do? Okay, so, I mean, these enemies aren't really that strong. They got Menhir's Will, though, so I'm fairly impressed on that score. Still use Overguard, though. Mostly to generate more hammers to help me kill them a little bit faster. My goodness. Should have just gone around this way in the first place. Oh well. Random bonus experience. Ta-da! There we go. Is that a body I can kick over? This is supposed to be a dream realm if I'm understanding the lore correctly. Why is there a random body just lying in the middle of that? What? How does that work again? That's the build I already replaced. Where's the build I just picked up? Didn't I just pick up a build? I don't know. I thought I had. You guys just ignore me until I actually attack you? Alright, sure. This seems like an unhealthy thing to do, but alright. Oh, potential enemy coming over? Ah, let's ignore him until he actually attacks us. That makes sense. There we go. Yeah. You're all talk. Windbag. There we go. And then we're just gonna keep on a-truckin'. It's a one-way street. It's a confusing one-way street, but nevertheless. Oh, there's another one of you here. Why are you here? You're just here to heal, aren't you, idiot? Don't you know that even the smallest of creatures can become extremely powerful? Consider the might of the ant, although they would mostly use numbers, but still. The poison tree frog is one of the deadliest animals ever. The slightest brush of contact, and you're probably dead in a few seconds. It's one of the smallest things that can kill you. Of course, I'm not sure they have poison tree frogs in Grim Dawn, or in, wherever this country is. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but as an example, don't assume small means harmless. That is not necessarily the case. Of course, interestingly enough, it's the poison tree frog's diet that makes it poisonous. Captive poison tree frogs that are fed a completely different diet than what they normally eat in the wild are not poisonous. If you're curious about that, by the way, it's because basically the frogs sweat out the poison, creating that shiny poisonous sheen on them. That's what's killing you, and that's the poisonous components of their diet that they're just excreting out their skin like sweat. The more you know. Alright. Yep, we're using everything. Probably should have made some, royal jelly stuff. Royal extract. This also takes way too long. Can you hurry this up, please? Thank you. Alright. There goes Menhir's will. This is going very slowly. Now I'll run around until, we'll damage him with the Gallerus Tempest so it doesn't heal up. There we go. I have everything we need now. Did I just deactivate something? No, okay. Okay. Alright, that's fair enough. I should have played that more carefully. But that's completely my fault. Fortunately, now that the enemies are dead, it's a fairly quick journey back. So we'll just go on ahead and zip on back.
That skill's not ready.
Whew. He does more damage than I expected. I'll have to play this like I played Ultimate. Didn't I already open this? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Thanks. Didn't see that one coming, but alright.
That skill's not ready.
Ah, here we go. There we go. Use some of these on our way in. You're kind of trash, though. I mean, as long as we dodge the big stuff, we're pretty much fine. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't care. It's been too long since I paid attention to the actual plot here. Now we're really coming into our own, though. You just wasted your time teleporting to me when I was already standing next to you. Oh, you're summoning people. That's fine. As long as I don't stand in your portals of doom, I think I'll be fine. Alright. Alright, we have an exorbitantly large amount of people here. Let's clear out some of this, yeah? This is ridiculous. Good thing I have Calor's Tempest. I'm just saying, can I actually attack these? Yes. Not effectively, but yes. I actually only asked that question because earlier today I was fighting one of the arena people, and he summoned a Wendigo totem that had a health bar and health, but couldn't actually be targeted or damaged in any way, shape, or form. It was very uncomfortable. Alright. Okay. Alright, we have Overguard up. Okay. And here's Will is available. Alright, I think we can do some fighting here. Alright, now we're gonna move on. Clear out some of these dudes. Fortunately, they're fairly easy to kill. Okay. And here's Will activated, that's fine. Alright, he's transforming again, so we'll take care of some of these idiots. Yep, that's fine. Mm-hmm. There you go. I mean, not really. You're generating a lot of interesting looking attacks, but it's not anything I would necessarily define as reality bending. Let's be really honest here. It's not that revolutionary. It's fancy, sure, but let's not get ahead of ourselves here, guy. Also, you're hitting much weaker now, mostly because his stuff doesn't really hit as accurately here. Like these little lightning bolt balls, while they do damage, a pretty good amount of damage most of the time, he has to hit them first, and he's not really good about that. Why can't I target you again? There we go. For some bizarre reason, for a second there, I couldn't target him. I don't know if it was because he was in the sky at the time or what. Nope, nope, nope. Put a rift down. But I refuse to die this time. I'm having a hard time seeing what the hell is going on here, but alright. Yeah, I don't want to be meteored. Thank you, so we'll just go over here. Don't want to be hit by multiples of those. Okay, thank you for warping to me. And yours will, that's fine. Move. There we go. Come on, just drop that already. There we go. Yeah, oh, you actually have to fully die before... Okay, so we have to wait through this whole thing before I can open the chests. Alright. Alright, can I open the chests now? Amen. Alright, did I get anything even remotely useful? I'm really guessing I'm not going to wind up with anything... Well, that's actually nice. Yeah, I'll equip that. That's actually nice. Yeah, we'll slap that on. Oh no, my pants. Oh, I don't... Well, I know how I'll have to fix that, but that'll have to be done with an ancient armor plate, clearly, which is fine. Yeah. Well, that was... In terms of... Oh, wait, we have another one over here. I got better stuff from the random chest outside of his area. My goodness. That was a ripoff. Anywho, a disappointing series of items. Back to the Conclave of the Three, slap an ancient armor plate on my torso piece. Since I have a gazillion ancient armor plates. There we go. There we go. We are fine.
Korvac's anguished. His cult has been crushed. Do not think to, but we must ensure that none of Korvac's followers survive what happened here.
And... Okay. Not the greatest reward I've ever seen, but alright. We're gonna sell our stuff. Transfer these over. Okay. We'll just slap this stuff over here then. No, I want to keep those over here. And sell the rest of this garbaggio. Perfect. See what other recipes we can buy before we conclude the episode, and then I'll talk a little bit about the future. Alright, store this stuff. And put all this stuff... Oh, I should probably store the rest of my materials while I'm here. Yes, we're fine with that. Okay, good. Now, at this particular point, we need to report a couple of others at the Vanguard of the Three. We're going to go back and talk to some people at the Vanguard of the Three really quick, because we do have 2 quests to report back there. I forgot about that. Forgot to report those in. I meant to do it earlier. No, well, I didn't do it earlier. Let me rephrase that. I didn't mean to do it earlier. I'm revered, which is the important part here.
Welcome back.
And that should... Well, we're revered with the Cult of Bismiel, which means we're not far behind with the other ones. By the time I return to the Conclave of the Three in Ultimate, I should be revered by the other 2. Because, of course... Well, maybe not necessarily, because it's killing Eldritch Horrors. I would have to work my way through the quests here again, which would be fine. So what we're going to do is go back to Homestead, because I believe that is the Black Legion I didn't have all of the recipes for, if I'm remembering correctly. Let's find out. And yes. Oop, there we go. No, I don't want to do anything with that. Summon my dinosaur again since I died. Even though I'm not going to be doing any fighting, this will be pretty much the end of the episode. I still want my dinosaur out. So, let me see. Let me think. Yes, the next place we have to check is Barrowholm, which I'm not revered at. So we're going to go on ahead actually to the Cult of Bismeal. Since I am revered by them, I should be able to finagle some recipes out of them. I have 182 grand in cash, so that's fairly nice. And we can just go right on through that.
I've heard whispers. We've spotted a small group of Kaiman's chosen that are fleeing the basin.
I'll do that next episode. I don't particularly feel like doing that now. Oh, I shouldn't have bought that. There we go. Did I just buy 2 of those? Yes. My mouse did not feel like cooperating with me. There we go. Alright. Okay, so keeping in mind that, again, this is mostly going to be stuff that you will also have grabbed, look at how many different recipes we will have. We have all of these relics. Still don't have any level 80 relics, I don't think, or even level 90 relics, which is kind of unfortunate. I've just been cursed in that aspect. We have all these wonderful glyphs. We've got all of these items that you can use to basically, essentially, you can just work your way up from a character from scratch and have stuff pre-prepped ahead of time if you really want to. That can work with whatever you're trying to accomplish at that time without any kind of issue. You can just basically craft your way up to however you want to run most of your stuff, most of your people, or purchase items from the various factions as you go along. There's all kinds of different options you can utilize, all different exciting ways you can swing this. But that's the essential point here, is that if you really needed to, if you weren't getting lucky with any of your drops, by the time you're done with your first character, you should be in a position where you can build anything you need to fill in the blanks of your curse, your cursed luck. So no matter how bad your luck is, by the time you're done with your first character, you should have enough recipes, even if you're unlucky, to get yourself into a position where you can smoothly work your way through the game. Now, the next episode, we're going to deal with the Kimmon's deserters, and we're going to acquire the head of Archivist Thelon. Whether or not I go with the Obsidian Throne, I may not. I might do 2 episodes post-Elite here, obviously doing those 2 quests, and then after that, maybe Obsidian Throne and some of the bonus bosses that would be somewhat difficult to take on, which would primarily be the Ravager in Barrowholm. We can take him on, if I choose to. There is Rashulka the Mad Queen in the Bismail portion of the Path of the Three. And then finally there is the Avatar of Mogdragon, when the Shrine of Mogdragon is repaired in the Astrakarn Road? It's either the Astrakarn Road or the Astrakarn Mountains. I can't quite remember which one, but that one. So depending on where I'm at after completing those 2 quests there, if I hit level 90, then I might go for it. I may still go for it. If you think I shouldn't, because I'm kind of leaning towards I should, then go ahead and mention so in the comments that you just want me to hurry up and go to Ultimate, which could easily be arranged. But ultimately, I think it wouldn't be a bad idea to make the attempt there to try and get that done. So, I'll have to see, really, where I'm going with that. But I am leaning towards next episode, completing those last 2 quests, the Outcast Revenge and Kimmon's Deserters, and then after that doing the Obsidian Throne, and making some attempts on some of the bonus bosses in the game to see if I can do them now, or if I have to wait until I actually get my end game set up. With that being said, thank you all very much for joining me. If you liked this, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments, questions, concerns, ideas, what have you, please leave them down in the comments below. I do read those. As always, thank you very much for joining me, and have a great 24 hours.